Hi, algebra students. Today we're taking a look at defining functions. A function is a relationship where one thing depends on another, and for each input or action there is only one output or reaction. The easiest way to determine if a relationship is a function is to look at a graph or a table of values. If the graph of the data passes the vertical line test, then it represents a function. To pass the vertical line test, there can only be one element of the range for each element of the domain. We remember that range means y and domain means x. In other words, a vertical line cannot cross more than one point of the graph at the same time. Okay, so we've been doing a lot with functions, but we never really defined a function. We know about quadratic functions, exponential functions, linear functions, absolute value functions, and square root functions. But we've never talked about what something that isn't a function looks like. And keep in mind, all those functions that I listed, none have vertical sections in them. So that's what this means. If you have a vertical section of the graph, it is not considered a function. So graph the following sets of coordinates and explain whether they represent functions or not. So we have negative 5, 8, which is left 5 and up 8, all the way at the top. Negative 3, 4, left 3, up 4. Negative 1, 0, left 1, stay at 0. 1, negative 4, that's right 1, down 4. And 3, negative 8, that's right 3, down 8. Which is all the way down here. So I'm not going to draw my line there, but you can tell that that is definitely linear. It would be a straight line. And we can also tell that this is a function because there are no vertical sections. If I were to connect those points, there wouldn't be a vertical line. So we're going to say, yes, this is a function. Since it passes the vertical line test. And each element of the domain is paired with only one element of the range. So it's very technical terminology, but it's just like saying each x value only has one y value, one corresponding y value. All right, let's take a look at another example. So number 2, we have negative 4, negative 2, so that's left 4 and down 2. Then negative 2, 0 is left 2, stay at 0. Negative 2, 2, left 2, up 2. Negative 2, 4, left 2, up 4. And 0, 6, stay at 0, go up 6. So here, if I were to connect the points, these three right here would form a vertical line. So this does not pass the vertical line test and is not a function. So here we would say this is not a function. Since it does not pass the vertical line test. And the element of 2, negative 2 from the domain is paired with 3 different range values. So it's not going to work. You can't put in a number into an equation or a function and have it spit out 3 different numbers. It's only going to come up with 1. All right, so hopefully this is making sense. And you'll be able to try some on your own because you're completing the rest of the lesson on your own. Look to see if you can find some easier ways to establish whether a set of values is a function or not.